What's up and good morning, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I decided we're gonna kind of dedicate this day to really taking care of our good buddy Dave. You know, Dave really gives his all to this channel, and he's one of the people that kind of taught me that it's okay to be yourself and have no shame in it. I mean, if you guys see some of the shenanigans that happens at the gym, which you guys probably saw a couple videos ago with our golf adventure, that's just Dave, and that's Dave being Dave. But anyways, we've got a little something right here that is really gonna help us dial in a promise that we made to him. And before we pop into that, let's go into the garage here and grab, let's see, we're gonna need our sweet Harbor Freight heat gun. I mean, we might need this, I don't know, we'll see. So a while back, if you guys remember, in our early talks of starting the Work For It podcast, our good buddy Dave obviously agreed to be on it, but he kind of had one stipulation. And that was that he really wanted a gold microphone. And well, you know, I think the least we can do is give him a gold microphone. So I've got kind of the basic podcast setup here. And I actually never even opened Dave's microphone. It's down here in this box. Just because I didn't want him to come over and see a microphone that wasn't gold, you know? I mean, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this right. So let's pull out Dave's brand new microphone here. And in case you're wondering, yes, I do still hate boxes, and yes, they do still pile up. Now, I went back and forth quite a few times as to how I wanted to approach turning this microphone gold. And obviously, paint is one technique. Having it powder coated is another technique. But aside from like rattle canning this thing, it's gonna take actually taking it apart. And well, you know, I'm no audio engineer, nor do I feel like trying to pull out all these little tiny screws and put this thing back together after taking it apart. I mean, I guess it doesn't look like it's that bad, really. Looks like the shell probably comes off pretty simply. Also, when it goes into the shock mount here, it has to slide in and out. And, you know, to me, if it's sliding on like a rattle can paint job, it's just gonna end up scratching it all to crap. So I decided, if I can get this off without screwing my fingers up here on the staples. Woo! That is some gold right there, baby. Don't scratch it with a staple. Don't scratch it with a staple. There we go. Look at that. That's some good looking gold. So I ultimately decided one of the easiest and probably cleaner ways to do this gold microphone is to actually vinyl wrap it. Now, I've vinyl wrapped a couple of things in my life, and when you're dealing with these metallic vinyls, it's actually like a whole different ball game. But I figure it's worth a shot for like 14 bucks shipped. You know, this is from Metro Restyling. I've ordered all my vinyl that I've wrapped through them. Highly recommend them. Pretty quick shipping. So if we're going for our plan of attack here, I think I'm gonna wrap all of these surfaces here, all of the smooth black surfaces. I don't think we're gonna mess with the low cutoff switch or the pad up switch because I really don't know what they do. I mean, I kind of have an idea, but whatever. And then obviously we got to remember to mark which side's the front, which is the Audio Technica side, because if you speak into the back, it's kind of like the way I'm speaking into this microphone right now. You're not hearing me as clearly. And I mean, since I do have a vinyl decal station in the house, we should probably do it all here. Don't drop the microphone. All right, well, hopefully this gold vinyl here is just as flexible as some of the other stuff, but this should get interesting. So vinyl's actually really cool. I commend anybody that wraps full vehicles in it, but it allows you to do a lot of stuff that you wouldn't really realize you could do with it. And you'll see some of that in a second here. Just really trying to get it to follow this bottom edge. I might have started a little bit crooked. So the problem I'm running into right now is I'm obviously trying to keep the bottom as well as the top little ring portion around there smooth. And well, we started getting into some issues down here where we had to stretch it because, as you can see, keeping consistent with this bottom line right here is just not exactly happening. So trying to stretch it to get it to stay with that, but avoiding wrinkles where the top and bottom connect, it's not that easy. You know, people wonder why it costs so much to vinyl wrap a vehicle. Every little intricate turn and you know, angle and corner and radius just becomes a pain in the butt, especially if you're trying to keep it one sheet, which obviously you usually have to with vinyl. So I've gotten it about as good as I can. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to live with a little wrinkle or two. But now I'm gonna get it to wrap all these edges. And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat it and start to push it in with my finger just to get in on that little lip all the way around the edge of each cutout of the microphone. So you can see it with a little bit of heat, the vinyl softens up and it'll actually start to stretch into each one of those little areas. So we're just gonna keep working our way all the way around. So after a lot of finagling and stretching and doing all kinds of stuff, I present to you Dave's beautiful golden microphone. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I gotta be real with you. It doesn't look good. In videos, I don't know if you ever be able to tell from about the distance we're gonna film the podcast at, but yeah, I'm not happy at all with the way that turned out. Apparently, I'm not as good with vinyl as I need to be to wrap something so small and so intricate. I mean, like I said, I can't tell, but from a distance, it kind of looks okay, but I mean, if you get up close, it's just, it's a mess. Now, you know, we may present it to Dave this way. I think this is going to be the temporary gold on it, but I can't imagine, I guess, at the end of the day that it's really that hard to pull the actual housing off and just have it sprayed, or you know, we got to do something a little bit different because that's not acceptable for our buddy right there. But you don't know till you try. To give you guys a little bit of an update on what's happening with the podcast, apparently it takes a lot more time and work and know-how than I really anticipated to get onto iTunes, to get onto Spotify and all that. I don't want to say it's above me, but like, you're having to learn a whole new set of skills in terms of just even getting it to the point of where you can submit it to iTunes. So basically, you have to start an RSS feed, which I didn't really know what that was at the time, host it somewhere, get a bunch of stuff lined up, then you need to have at least one episode already done, submit it to iTunes, and if there's anything wrong in the time that you submit it to iTunes and something doesn't work and iTunes reviews it and kicks it back to you, that was basically your one shot of getting like that podcast with that name onto iTunes. So we don't want to mess this up and we want to do it right. So I might just have to reach out to a company that'll basically get the podcast, like all the backdoor stuff, finished. And then from there we take over and we are the podcast, just because I really don't have time to dig in as deep as I need to get it launched. So that's kind of where we're at, is really trying to figure that out. Also, we're not going to start until we have our podcast studio. Whether that be here, whether that be somewhere else, we don't know, but stay tuned because I have a feeling we're going to know pretty soon. So that's kind of where we're at with that. But rest assured, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on, getting this thing all dialed in and ready. I know I say it in a lot of videos and it ends up not being true, but it's got to be true in this one. I apologize for this video being so short, but kind of with today's time constraints, that's all we really had time to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching my channel. If you have not subscribed, please click the subscribe button now. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com because we've got all of the beautiful Work For It hats in stock, and we've got a lot of really cool stuff coming in the very near future. You guys are the best. Catch you in the next video. I'm out.
Damn.